Patricia has asked if I would do a short video just to introduce myself to you all and perhaps do some light languages, or diamond light languages as I call them. And so starting off, I am Rachel, or Rachel Sofia as I'm known also, and I live in the UK in Wales, a beautiful part of Wales. If you see my posts on Facebook, you'll know just how beautiful, because I'm constantly posting photographs of my walks when I go out with the dogs. Just such a beautiful, beautiful place. It's actually called an area of outstanding natural beauty. So yeah, I'm very fortunate in where I live, and I'm very close to a very large river as well. So I was asked by Patricia to share my perspectives on light languages, and I share quite a lot of my own story in the pages in my contribution, and also some of my paintings that I've done, and some of the other artwork that I started doing before the paintings came. It was very, very intuitive and very unexpected, I can tell you. So but beautiful at the same time, and the frequencies that came through, they really moved me forward. And I say that not in a way of saying that I'm better than anybody else, just that on my own journey, moving me forward on my journey. So what can I say? One of the things I think very, very important, that I feel is very important with light languages and receiving them, and also the transmission. And you will hear, I know Patricia and I've heard Laura also say that they believe there is no interpretation to the light language, or no translation, no translation. And I completely agree with that. I really feel that this is multidimensional, that there can't be a human translation, not through the filters that we have, and not through just the life experiences we've had. I really don't believe you can literally translate. Do I get a feeling of what the transmission is about? Of course, yes. But if you talk to different people in the same room, they will say they heard or saw or felt something completely different to everybody else. And the way I've interpreted that is that my resonant frequency is constantly, all of us, our resonant frequency is constantly being emitted, and it goes out and it connects with other resonant frequencies, whether that be a person, a place, a thing. It doesn't really matter. And then the frequency comes back to us. And the way I saw it was like sonar, and I saw the word sonar, and I've written about sonar and echolocation also in the book. And I saw this beautiful iridescent resonant frequency going out, touching something else, coming back and bringing that information to me. And just as a dolphin knows what another dolphin is saying just by the sound and the clicking, again, it's frequency. So there isn't a literal translation, I often say, like with the Welsh language, you can get a translation, but it isn't literal. It is very much a feel, it's a feeling language as well. And it's the same with the Japanese language. A Japanese language, it's so important, the essence of what you're saying, rather than the actual words that you're using. Because as we all of saying, I'm sure many of you have said, at the moment it's as though the words that we use, that we commonly use, cannot explain what it is we want to say. There just doesn't feel to be words, or the words seem inadequate. So as far as light languages are concerned, to me, that's exactly the same thing. You're going to interpret the frequencies through your own resonant field, You're not going to feel what somebody else did. We've all got our own filters, we've all got our own patterns that we still are working through, if you like, you know. So I think it's really important to understand that from my perspective, there is no translation to what it is that I say. And something I heard many years ago when I was first speaking out loud, and I was very conscious of the fact that I don't know what sounds are going to come out of my mouth. And so I was very apprehensive, and I was judging what it was that I did, and I didn't know how people were going to respond to them. That was one of the big things, one of the big hurdles that you move through. And there's actually a video of me at Stonehenge on Patricia's YouTube, where I'm speaking light languages for the first time out loud in public. So you can barely hear my voice because I was very, very self-conscious. But one of the things I heard, and I share this in everything, it's not just about light languages. So we call it a transmission because really we don't know what other word to use, you know. So it's commonly called a transmission when you speak, or, you know, even draw or paint, whatever it is, the symbols. And so what I heard was, when I was moving past that feeling of what is it I'm sharing, I heard very, very clearly, and I saw the images in my mind, that a postman delivers a package. He doesn't know what's in the package. And when he knocks on the door and hands you the package, he doesn't stand around and wait to see what's in the package. And he certainly doesn't tell you what you should do with the contents of that package. And that made so much sense to me. It's nothing to do with me, how that package is, one, interpreted, you know, and received. It's none of my business how it's received. I'm the conduit for that transmission. I have emanated my resonant frequency out. I have collected yours or other people's resonant frequencies come back to me. I've then brought that into my diamond light grid, as I would call it, and which is a receiver, and then I've transmitted that frequency out through a light languages transmission. That's the way I perceive it. So everything comes up and out of me, and that's, so I'm delivering the package, you're receiving the package. And also what's very interesting is, you don't need to ask me what you should do with the contents of your package. So we're taking full responsibility for the contents, for what we've received, and how we then are going to use what we've received. And when I say that, there isn't really anything particular that you need to do, because we don't know, none of us can really know what the next step is that we need to take, you know, especially if it's intuitive. If it's something that we're planning on, and we've organised, then yes, we take the steps to create the next step, and so on and so on. But I think as far as a light languages transmission is concerned, one, we've got ourselves there to somebody who's resonating at the same frequency as us, so that we can receive that. But also afterwards, it's not, we're not still looking to that person for the information and, well, you gave me this transmission, what do I do with it? Where is it going to take me in my life? I don't know that, and only you will know as and when that opens up. So I'm very much about not telling people what they should or shouldn't do with the transmission. I'm happy, always happy, to share what it is I bring. And I know full well that not everybody resonates with my voice or the frequencies that come from me, and I've gotten used to the fact that that's okay. It's absolutely okay. and if you don't resonate with my voice, you will find somebody that you do resonate with, and that is absolutely fine. So I'd like to share some light languages, or diamond light languages as I call them, and just receive them in whichever way is actually perfect for you, because I don't know what that is, and more than likely you're in another country to me as well. So what else did I want to say? There was something I wanted to say about that. I go off on these little tangents. So yeah, so one of the things that I used to say a lot, I've written about this in the book, I always used to say, from my heart to your heart. And as I was writing my contribution to the book, I started to hear, because obviously the resonant frequency is going out, it's actually from your heart to your heart. And when I heard that, that was so profound for me, because it makes sense. I'm literally receiving and then transmitting back. So there's no, it's like there's no intermediary, because it is you gifting it to you. That's the way I look at it. So let me do some light languages for you. Again, just receive them. They're a gift from me to you, from you to you, and just again, in whichever way that you need to receive. Shehena ya lawik ama o tuisha kya na ya te la ya tu uishi kya kania tu la na ya tu shea ka ya te ama goya gania ta shoya la kan shoya la kina ya ta o te ama ok oya te he shikia ta a ni et o la ya ka tai shayan na ya tu tu te shnaka at ha moia ni a dai shikoyat ana ot o le ka maot shani ki a dole ana et ha na yo te ha ka at oe shaka amata la to te ana yata te wishikia ha na te le a goya te a mago te o shentuk ana ti te shikuya moto te Anna na duia da dea go to snaka da dea da at nega. Uia loot Amagayo nia la ti shuya lika at aniata Hatai shukut ot mata yalakata oya laka at ani. Hashitiana Hamawea toya la hana ni kia to Ayana ote Sha mayote kata nutot hat an ik tu leka na shrot ma ni do lena hani a koya kaya kaya nata shut ka ni la ni gio a mawi na ha mayana ya u sheka tad ut night lukut ut sha an ak at la mi gia to sta ani te ha on ikia wia toya te ama ni kia te lute shukia na te nai ama hwe na tuishe gaya na ya na yuiti na huia kama tuishe. My hands move a little bit there. It's very involuntary. I can't stop them moving. They'll move as it's almost as though they feel the frequencies as well, and they're moving around. I tend to, as I've written, to keep my left hand more still than the right hand, and it's almost as though when I first started doing it, it was almost as though I was playing a harp, and it was so beautiful. And I'll even walk around my house sometimes and just moving my hands, and I'm sure many of us do it without even thinking. and it's so beautiful. It's almost as though they're floating. It's like if you've ever put your hand outside a car window, you know, when you're driving and or somebody else is driving, and you put your hand out and you can feel the air blowing against your palm, and you just feel that energy of the wind. Well, that's how it feels. I can feel that now in my hand, that energy, that beautiful, beautiful energy. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope that if you have read the book that you have really enjoyed reading it. I know a lot of people are finding it very, very powerful, and not able to, you know, having to pick it up and put it down. And I'm just so pleased that we've been able to come together, the four of us, and bring our own unique perspectives, and you know, have that there available for people. And there is so much more in that book than people realise. So I'm really, really thankful that Patricia asked me to be a part of it, and I am looking forward in a couple of weeks to actually launching a book in a city not far from my home in England. Well, the city's in England, I live in Wales, so it's just across the border, and so I'm having a book launch there, and then in a couple of weeks after that I'm going to go and do a demonstration of light languages. So hopefully plenty of people will come, and but I'm just happy to share. If there's one person, I'm happy to share. Anyway, so have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and thank you again for listening to me, and I hope that, well, just that you have a wonderful day. Okay, much love. Bye bye.